Hello, my name is Dr. Greg Smith. By the time we hit our 60s, collagen production drops dramatically, and those morning creaks and stiff knees start dictating our days. There's a simple, delicious counterattack hiding in your grocery aisle. 8 vegetables that help rebuild collagen and soothe joints naturally. First, I'll show which veggies actually supply the building blocks and nutrients your body needs. Think vitamin C-packed peppers, collagen-friendly leafy greens, bone-supporting mushrooms, and more, and why they work. You'll get quick, science-backed reasons for each pick, plus easy ways to stack them into breakfasts, stews, and one-pan dinners, so the benefits add up week after week. No gimmicks, just mouth-watering meals that make movement easier and skin look healthier over time. Watch through to the end for a grocery-ready list and a 3-minute recipe that turns these vegetables into real joint and collagen support. 1. Why joints get stiff and skin sags with age. Collagen production slows with age, and that loss of structural protein is central to both sagging skin and stiff joints. Cells that make collagen become less active and more prone to damage. Meanwhile, enzymes that break down collagen, along with oxidative stress and chronic low-grade inflammation, gradually outpace repair. Skin loses its dense network of collagen and elastin, so it becomes thinner, less elastic, and more susceptible to gravity. In joints, the cartilage matrix that cushions bones becomes depleted of collagen and proteoglycans, reducing shock absorption and increasing friction. Mechanical and biochemical changes act together. Cartilage is avascular, meaning it gets nourishment by diffusion during movement. When activity drops, nutrient flow falls and repair slows. At the same time, collagen fibers undergo non-enzymatic cross-linking and glycation, becoming stiff and brittle. Short bursts of inflammation, common after minor injuries, add up over time, with inflammatory molecules clearing away damaged tissue, but also impairing the ability of chondrocyte and fibroblasts to rebuild healthy collagen. Loss of subcutaneous fat and hyaluronic acid in the skin removes volume and hydration, so even a modest drop in collagen becomes visibly noticeable. Practical steps slow the process and often reverse some symptoms. Regular loading of joints through strength training stimulates collagen turnover and encourages cartilage health. Gentle mobility work pumps synovial fluid and maintains range of motion. Nutrition matters. Adequate protein provides the amino acid building blocks for collagen, while vitamin C is required for collagen synthesis. Reducing excess sugar and avoiding smoking limit glycation and oxidative damage, protecting existing collagen. Topical retinoids and vitamin C serums can help skin remodeling, and maintaining hydration and sun protection preserves elasticity. Think of this as a toolkit rather than a miracle cure. Combine daily mobility drills with 2 to 3 weekly sessions of resistance exercise. Prioritize protein-rich meals and vitamin C, rich fruits and vegetables, and cut back on highly processed sugars and tobacco. Small, consistent habits produce measurable differences. Less creaking in the knees, firmer feeling skin, and an improved sense of ease in daily movements. Start with a 5-minute morning joint routine and 1 prioritized protein-centered meal. Then consult a healthcare professional to tailor the next steps. 2. The truth about natural collagen production. Collagen forms the scaffolding of skin, tendons, ligaments, and cartilage, and the body produces it continuously, until several internal and external forces slow that production down. Cells called fibroblasts in skin and connective tissue, and chondrocyte in cartilage, are the factories that assemble collagen, but their activity diminishes with age, chronic inflammation, and oxidative stress. Lifestyle factors such as smoking, excessive sun exposure, and diets high in refined sugars accelerate breakdown and impair new synthesis, so the problem is not only lower output, but also faster destruction. You can influence the machinery of collagen synthesis directly. The body builds collagen from amino acids, primarily glycine and proline, so adequate protein from whole foods matters. Vitamin C is a biochemical linchpin. It enables the enzymes that hydroxylate proline and lysine during procollagen formation, a step essential for the triple helix stability of new collagen. Copper is required for the lysyl oxidase enzymes that create crosslinks between collagen fibers, strengthening the matrix. Antioxidants from vegetables quench free radicals that otherwise trigger matrix-degrading enzymes, known as MMPs, matrix metalloproteinases. When inflammation is high, MMP activity rises and collagen breaks down faster than it is rebuilt. The synthesis process has distinct stages that respond to what you eat and how you move. Inside the cell, amino acids are joined into procollagen chains. Then specific enzymes add hydroxyl groups to key residues, a vitamin C-dependent action, allowing the chains to fold into a stable triple helix. Procollagen is secreted, trimmed, and then cross-linked outside the cell to form mature collagen fibers. That external maturation needs copper-dependent enzymes. If you chronically spike blood sugar, non-enzymatic glycation stiffens and damages collagen fibers, and the tissue becomes more brittle. Mechanical load from resistance exercise, on the other hand, stimulates fibroblasts and chondrocyte to upregulate collagen gene expression, so movement sends a strong anabolic signal. Practical steps that align with these mechanisms are straightforward and food-forward. Add vitamin C-rich vegetables like bell peppers, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts to meals to support hydroxylation reactions. Leafy greens such as kale and spinach supply antioxidants and micronutrients that protect collagen from oxidative attack. Combine those with legumes, nuts, and seeds to ensure you're providing the amino acids and trace minerals that the body uses as raw materials. Limit high glycemic sweets and protect skin from excess UV exposure to reduce collagen damage. Pair dietary changes with regular, weight-bearing, or resistance activity to stimulate collagen remodeling and joint resilience, and prioritize sleep and strategies to lower chronic inflammation, because recovery time and lower cytokine levels favor synthesis over breakdown. Start small and intentional. Swap a dessert for a citrus and bell pepper salad, or top a bowl of lentils with sautéed spinach and garlic. Move in a way that loads joints progressively. Short resistance sessions and brisk walks count. If joint pain or major concerns persist, consult a healthcare professional to personalize the approach and check for nutrient gaps, because targeted testing and guidance can make all the difference in restoring the balance between collagen breakdown and renewal. 3. Red vegetables, the inflammation fighters. Red vegetables deliver a concentrated mix of nutrients and plant compounds that directly target inflammation while supporting the body's collagen-building machinery. Lycopene, found in tomatoes and red peppers, acts as a potent antioxidant. Betalains in beets reduce oxidative stress and inflammatory signaling. Anthocyanins in red cabbage and radishes calm immune pathways, and quercetin from red onions has been shown to inhibit enzymes that perpetuate inflammation. These are not vague promises. Each compound works by quenching free radicals, modulating inflammatory mediators, or improving circulation, all of which protect joint tissue and preserve collagen integrity. Chronic, low-grade inflammation accelerates collagen breakdown and stiffens joints, making movement more painful and recovery slower. The solution is twofold. Reduce the inflammatory signals that eat away at cartilage and supply the nutrients needed to rebuild connective tissue. Red vegetables help on both fronts. Vitamin C, especially abundant in red bell peppers and tomatoes, is an indispensable cofactor for the enzymes that cross-link collagen fibers. Without it, the body cannot form stable collagen. At the same time, beetroot's dietary nitrates enhance blood flow, delivering oxygen and amino acids to damaged joint areas to support repair. Understanding how to use these vegetables matters. Cooked tomatoes tossed with olive oil release more lycopene and increase absorption because lycopene is fat-soluble. So a simple roasted tomato and red pepper dish is more than tasty. It's strategic. Raw red peppers are one of the best ways to get concentrated vitamin C, so slice them into salads or snacks to boost collagen synthesis immediately. Roast beets to soften their flavor and preserve betalains, or blend them into smoothies if you prefer. Nitrates remain bioactive and can improve circulation even with moderate cooking. Shred red cabbage into slaws. Lightly steaming will retain anthocyanins while softening texture. And add thinly sliced red onion for quercetin's anti-inflammatory help. For joint pain specifically, capsaicin and hot chili peppers desensitizes pain receptors. Topical capsaicin preparations are used clinically, while small culinary amounts can still contribute anti-inflammatory effects systemically. Make small, practical changes that stick. Build a red plate habit. Aim to include at least one red vegetable with lunch or dinner. Tomato salsa on grilled fish, a warm roasted beet and red pepper salad with a squeeze of lemon, or a crunchy slaw of red cabbage, radish and red onion alongside lean protein for the amino acids needed to form new collagen. Pair these vegetables with healthy fats like olive oil to enhance absorption of fat-soluble phytochemicals, and rotate varieties so you get lycopene, betalains, anthocyanins, and flavonoids across the week. Be mindful if you take blood pressure or blood-thinning medications. Beets can lower blood pressure through nitrates and cabbage contains vitamin K. So check with your clinician before making large dietary changes. Start with one simple swap today. Add roasted red peppers and tomato to your meal and notice differences in soreness and mobility over a couple of weeks. Track how you feel. Experiment with the cooking tips above, and consult your healthcare provider to tailor these choices to any medications or conditions. Small, consistent steps with red vegetables can quietly reduce inflammation and give collagen the support it needs to keep joints more flexible and resilient. 4. Green leafy giants for bone density. Bone and joint strength depend on more than calcium pills. They rely on a steady supply of nutrients that help form and maintain the collagen scaffold and mineral matrix. Green leafy vegetables deliver a powerful combination. Calcium for structure, vitamin K for activating bone proteins like osteocalcin, magnesium as a cofactor for bone remodeling enzymes, and vitamin C to support collagen synthesis and repair. Not all greens are the same, though. The type of leaf determines how much usable calcium and bone-supporting nutrients you actually absorb. Choose lower oxalate leaves when calcium bioavailability matters. Kale, bok choy, collard greens, and turnip greens tend to provide calcium that your body can access more readily. Spinach and Swiss chard are nutrient-rich but contain higher levels of oxalates, which bind calcium and reduce its absorption. They still offer vitamin C, folate, and antioxidants, so rotate them rather than relying on them exclusively. Watercress and arugula punch above their weight with vitamin K and micronutrients that support collagen maintenance and joint health, making them excellent salad base options. How you prepare greens changes their benefit. Lightly cooking or steaming many leafy greens reduces oxalate content and can increase the availability of calcium and magnesium, while adding a small amount of healthy fat, olive oil, avocado, or sesame oil, improves absorption of fat-soluble vitamin K. Pair greens with vitamin D sources, fatty fish, fortified foods, or appropriate sun exposure to help the body deposit calcium into bone rather than soft tissue. Tossing a squeeze of citrus or a few slices of bell pepper into a dish boosts vitamin C, which is essential for cross-linking collagen fibers that keep joints resilient. Make it practical. Swap a morning cereal for a green smoothie with kale and a vitamin D yogurt. Add a big wilted collard side to dinner, or stir-fry bok choy with garlic and salmon for a bone-friendly meal. Rotate varieties across the week to balance oxalate exposure and maximize diverse nutrients. If you take anticoagulant medication or have a history of kidney stones, check with your healthcare provider before making large, sudden increases in vitamin K, rich greens, or high oxalate vegetables. Try adding one green-forward swap to your meals this week and discuss personalization with a clinician or dietitian to support stronger bones and healthier joints. 5. The sulfur secret in onions and garlic. Collagen and joint tissues become more vulnerable with age because inflammation, oxidative stress, and a slowing of repair processes all chip away at the proteins and glycosaminoglycans that keep cartilage springy and connective tissue strong. Sulfur is one of the underrated keys here. It's built into the amino acids cysteine and methionine, and those amino acids feed pathways that produce glutathione, support collagen-related enzymes, and enable the sulfation reactions that help form cartilage proteoglycans. Onions and garlic are concentrated sources of bioactive sulfur compounds that act on those exact mechanisms. Crushing garlic activates alliinase, turning the precursor alliin into allicin, an unstable sulfur compound responsible for garlic's pungent aroma and many of its biological effects. Allicin, along with diallyl disulfide and related molecules, has been shown to exert anti-inflammatory and antioxidant activity in lab studies, which helps protect collagen from oxidative breakdown. Garlic preparations differ. Raw or freshly crushed garlic yields allicin, while aged garlic extract contains S-allylcysteine, a more stable sulfur compound that remains effective even after processing and is easier on the stomach for some people. Onions, meanwhile, contain S-alk, N-Y-L-cysteine sulfoxides that convert into sulfinic acids and thiosulfonates when cut, plus flavonoids such as quercetin that add antioxidant and anti-inflammatory support. Together, these compounds reduce the molecular stressors that accelerate collagen degradation. To get the most benefit from kitchen alliums, treat them strategically. After crushing or finely chopping garlic, let it rest for about 10 minutes before cooking. This pause allows alliinase to produce allicin before heat and activates the enzyme. Use raw minced garlic in dressings, yogurt dips, and finishing sauces when tolerated. And fold roasted whole garlic into mashed vegetables or grains for a milder flavor while still contributing sulfur. For onions, quick sautéing or adding thinly sliced raw red onion to salads preserves more of the sulfur compounds than prolonged high-heat cooking. If digestive sensitivity or odor is a concern, aged garlic supplements provide S-allylcysteine without the strong taste and may be a practical option to maintain steady intake. Make it practical. Add a raw clove or a pinch of minced garlic to a daily vinaigrette. Toss sliced raw onion into a lunchtime salad, or stir roasted garlic into a warm vegetable bowl to pair sulfur-rich alliums with vitamin C sources, bell pepper, citrus, or tomatoes that support collagen synthesis. Track how joints feel over a few weeks, and discuss concentrated supplements or interactions with medications with your healthcare provider before starting them. Small, consistent culinary changes can harness the sulfur chemistry of onions and garlic to reduce inflammatory strain on collagen and help maintain joint resilience after 60. 6. CTA, best cooking methods to save vitamins. Many important vitamins in vegetables, especially vitamin C and the B-complex group, are water-soluble and vulnerable to heat and leaching into cooking water. That vulnerability explains why a long, rolling boil can turn a bright green broccoli floret into a pale, nutrient-poor mush. The problem is not just temperature. It is exposure to water, oxygen, and prolonged cooking time. Shorter exposure and less contact with cooking water are the simple, science-backed responses. Switch to methods that limit water contact and cooking time. Steaming is one of the best go-to techniques. It keeps florets and leaves above the water so fewer water-soluble vitamins are lost, while preserving color and texture. Microwaving with a splash of water is surprisingly effective too, because it cooks quickly and traps steam, preserving nutrients. Stir-frying and quick sautéing use high heat, but for very short periods, which locks in both vitamins and crisp tender texture. Plus, a little oil boosts absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A and K. Small practical details matter. Keep skins on carrots and potatoes when possible. Many vitamins concentrate just beneath the peel. Cut vegetables into larger chunks to reduce surface area exposed to heat and oxygen. Use tight-fitting lids to shorten cooking time. And when you do boil, save the cooking liquid for soups, stews, or sauces so dissolved vitamins aren't discarded. When blanching for freezing or prepping, plunge vegetables immediately into iced water to halt cooking and preserve color and nutrients. Combine techniques in simple recipes to maximize benefit. Steam broccoli or green beans until crisp tender, then finish with a drizzle of olive oil and a squeeze of lemon. This preserves vitamin C and enhances uptake of fat-soluble nutrients. Quickly stir-fry spinach or kale with garlic and a touch of oil for a minute or two. The greens wilt, but retain B vitamins and vitamin K, while the oil aids absorption. Microwave sliced bell peppers with a teaspoon of water until just soft, then toss with fresh herbs to keep flavor bright and vitamins intact. Start by changing one habit at a time. Steam instead of boil, save cooking water, keep skins, and add acidic ingredients after cooking. Try a simple experiment this week. Steam mixed vegetables briefly, dress them with olive oil and lemon, and notice the brighter color and firmer bite. Small switches like these protect vitamins and help those joints and connective tissues that rely on good nutrition to recover and stay strong. If your knees creak and your skin feels thinner than it used to, you're not imagining it. Aging chips away at collagen and joint comfort. The good news: small, everyday choices can help. Quick recap: the 8 vegetables we covered: spinach, kale, broccoli, bell peppers, carrots, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, and mushrooms bring vitamin C, beta-carotene, sulfur compounds, and antioxidants that support collagen formation and soothe inflammation. Real-life fact: red bell peppers often contain more vitamin C than an orange, so one simple swap can boost your collagen-building power. Spinach and kale flood your body with antioxidants and minerals. Broccoli and mushrooms add sulfur and selenium for connective tissue health. Carrots and sweet potatoes deliver provitamin A for repair. Tomatoes bring lycopene to reduce oxidative stress. Start easy. Toss greens into smoothies. Roast a tray of mixed root veggies. Add peppers and tomatoes to omelets, and fold mushrooms into stews. Try adding at least one of these vegetables to every meal for 30 days and notice how you feel. If this helped, like and subscribe for hands-on recipes, shopping lists, and gentle joint exercises coming next. Drop a comment with what you'll try first and any topics you want us to cover next. Your body will thank you.